Afternoon. This is the Thursday, April 19, 2018 meeting of the Athens City Planning Commission. All members are present, so a quorum has been established. There is no one in our live audience to administer an oath to. Disposition of minutes.
I move approval of the minutes from March 15th.
Okay.
I would second.
All in favor? Aye. That's unanimous.
I actually abstained. I wasn't here.
I'm sorry, 4 in favor and 1 abstention. Thank you, Christy. See, cases. Case number 18-04, Verizon Wireless modifications at 13 East Washington Street. Good afternoon, Mr. Suroy. Do you want to introduce us?
Good afternoon, commissioners and public out there in TV land. Just had to throw that in. I'm sorry. I've always wanted to say that. But here we go. April 16th, 2018. Title 43 Wireless Communications Review Modification only on 13 East Washington Street in Athens. Verizon Wireless is planning to upgrade and add equipment to new antennas on existing 34 self-supporting tower. Total height of the tower, to include the garage, is 104 feet, located on top level of the city parking garage. This new request involves modifying an antenna platform on the tower. No changes to the height of the footprint of the tower will be made. Verizon is proposing to modify the platform as follows and noted in the attachments that were provided, C1, C2, and C3. The adding of 3 remote radio heads. Proper supporting documents was provided for the structural analysis of the wind and foundation requirements. After a review of the documents, it was determined that it met with code requirements under Title 43. The applicant is Verizon Wireless. The agent is Rich Hansen. Property owner is the City of Athens. The site location is 13 East Washington Street. The architect is not applicable. The zoning is B2D. The estimated value of the improvement is $55,000.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Suroy. Are there any questions, comments from the commission?
We've been in the process of renewing these leases that we have with our providers, and I am not clear at this moment in time, and I apologize for the 11th hour, that we have reached an agreement for the continued use with Verizon. My understanding, Sprint was signed just this week. So I guess I would ask that if this is approved with the condition that the lease is renewed within the terms that the city would agree to. Be restated better.
Mayor?
Just a question. These are, and I could be wrong on this, but these are 5-year rolling leases where this could continue unless we opt to renegotiate the price. And I keep thinking about this as well as the service safety director does, is that, arguably our parking garage is prime real estate in the center of the city, in the uptown area. And as I see the valuation, the amount of money that different carriers are putting into these towers because of load that's out there, that this is something that we should be negotiating in terms of what the lease rate is. I understand that for one of the carriers there is a 4% increase annually, and for the other there's a 3% increase. But again, I think given the valuation of where they sit, that we should certainly look into that.
Would it be your preference to vote to table or just to go ahead right now with that proviso?
No, I think we go ahead with that proviso, or...
I'm sorry, again.
That's fine.
I feel really somewhat embarrassed because it's our property and I'm just now stating this. I don't want to be viewed as any tit-for-tat item. It's just that the auditor has been questioning the fact that they've been operating without these renewal leases. I was surprised, I believe it was just yesterday, that Sprint leases were signed. I do not know about Verizon. I don't know if it would be cleaner to table. Do you know, sounds what their time frame is? And again, we recognize that it's wireless coverage for everyone in the city who might have that carrier.
I don't know if the contractor.
Maybe we should table until we see what the lease agreement is.
Are the negotiations generally a long process, or just obviously depends on
No, they're not. I would be comfortable and I can move to approve this with the condition that the lease renewal is in place. I mean, that's one of the issues that we received from the auditor, that the lease had expired, the renewal had not, and whether or not the correct dollar amount was being collected based on the previous lease. And she has told us that the state auditor states that we are obligated to attempt to gain back what was lost in a 3-year period. I'm not sure I'm saying that correctly either. That comes from the state auditor. The more I talk, the more murky it feels. So maybe I do move to table.
Second.
We'll be
Okay.
back together May 3rd.
Let's see, all in favor then of, oh, sir.
Well, I just want to say something else that is related to this, and then we can go into the tabling process. And that is that hopefully, Mr. Sirois, as we go through this process with Verizon and anyone else who, is it Sprint, the other operator on our parking garage, that we have better coordination with when they do bring their crane to start hoisting stuff up there, because that typically leads to either bagging meters or rerouting traffic in the street. I think we really need to do a better job of getting a handle on operators who have to go above buildings and whatnot when they come in and with the street closing. I think the most recent was something that I don't know how well we were tracking it, was the county courthouse having the clock repairs taking place when we had a rather large crane taking up 2 lanes of traffic and parking. Well, actually, there's no parking, but 2 lanes of the turn lane and the active transit lane. So anyway, that's just a side note to all of this as we're looking at these, because they do have a crane that comes, as I understand it, or as I've seen, they're replacing the antennas.
That just adds more reason, I feel, table to make sure that this is arranged for the parking garage.
Okay, so Paula has put forth the motion. Nancy has seconded. All in favor of tabling case number 18-04?
Aye.
Aye, and that's unanimous. Second case, case number 18-05, Singular Wireless, modifications at 36 Court Street. Mr. Surroy?
Title 43 Wireless Communication Review Modifications at 36 South Court Street in Athens. In accordance with the Athens City Code 43, special use permit application, New Singular Wireless is proposing to a modification to upgrade their system on the existing telecommunications site. Proposed modifications: 1, to remove and replace 3 existing 700 band remote radio heads antennas. 2, to install 3 proposed AWS band remote radio heads. 3, to install 1 proposed FSM. 4, 1 ABIA, and 3 Rate 7 SEPs. 4, to install 3 20 APM breakers. 5, to install 3 25 amp breakers. This request involves rooftop work on an existing sled-type units located on the roof of 36 South Court Street. The total elevation, including the building, is 79 feet, and the actual height of the antenna is 10.5. No change to the height or the footprint of the current equipment will be made. Proper supporting documents were provided for the structural analysis of wind and foundation requirements. After a review of the documents, it was determined that they met with code requirements under Title 43. The applicant, New Singular Wireless, care of Jacobs Telecommunications, 635 Grant Street, 7th floor, 7A, in Pittsburgh, PA. Property owner is 36 South Court Investors, LLC. Tower owner is New Singular Wireless, AT&T. Site location in the parcel, this is the county parcel number, is A as in Alpha, 0270-8000-6400, which is again 36 South Court Street. Project description is a modification. The zoning is B2D. The estimated value of the improvement is $15,000.
Thank you, Mr. Surroy. Are there any questions, observations from the Commission?
Again, this is another one of those that references a high university, but is not. we believe that it must be in the industry standard to say who they feel the population is serving, because we actually even sent it to Ohio University. I see that it says 36 South Court Investors. What building is it? Well, I get it. It's 36 South Court.
I got it here. It says South Court Investors. It's the one right across from, what's this?
It's right across from the old
Woolworths.
Woolworths, Paula. I believe it might be the building where
Burger
CVS is.
Yeah,
or
I was
the
gonna
I forget the name
I
of the.
said Burger King. But
Or
yeah.
Wendy's.
Yeah, I forget the name of the company, but
Was that the Phoenix? Wasn't that the one we called that
I
arose
think it's
from the
actually where
ashes?
the one company has a rental office. I forget the name of the company.
Look at that valuation. 2.8 million. $3 million. That was
It has to be that building.
Yeah.
It's so high.
It's so
got that
high,
big
yeah.
setback.
It'd be the office next to College Bookstore, right?
no, it's further. It's past
Further
Brennan's.
back.
It has to be that building because
Yeah,
it's
okay.
the total height include the antenna is only 10.5 feet, but the total height including the antenna is almost 80.
80.
And so that would, when they rebuilt that building after that fire in the 80s, they built, it's like 4 or 5 story building.
That's
That's right. They have apartments up there. That's what you were saying.
kind of records I indicate it was built in 1887, if that helps.
You do.
This isn't the area where Ohio University has essentially a dead-end alley that runs back through there.
Back through it, yes.
So that alley is beside this? Okay. So
The one that goes to
I know
RTV.
where I'm
Yeah.
at now.
Yeah, right in the back. Where we can cut across to go to. Yeah.
This is another case where I'm going to reiterate what I said before with the previous case, and that is that, hopefully we can have better coordination with when this actually takes place so that we or whoever is going to be doing the antenna replacement in this work is reaching out to the business owners at the street level so that they know that they're going to be impacted in order to get the equipment up to the top, unless they were to somehow squeeze into that alley and get their equipment up there, but I don't know if that's possible. Likely not.
I hear what the mayor's saying because when that crane was there, it impacted the entire lunchtime. It's a lot of times we try to get this work around busy. You certainly don't want to have something like that occurring on move out or graduation.
That'd be a good one. Let's see. Any other questions, observations? Does anyone want to put forth a motion?
I'll move to approve
I'll
case
second.
1805.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So that's unanimous for case number 18-05. There are no communications at this time. Report from the city planner, Mr. Loeb.
Briefly, the comprehensive planning process is ongoing, and there is a meeting this evening at 6:30 p.m. at Arts West where we will be talking about arts, culture, and history. We have a really good slate of presenters scheduled to talk about this issue. We have Patty Mitchell from Passion Works, Josh Birnbaum, who's a local photographer, who's a member of our Municipal Arts Commission, Matthew Schaftel, who is the Dean of the College of Fine Arts, Nate Thompson from the Athens Photographic Project, Emily Beveridge, the Director of Programming Director at Arts West. They'll be talking about, I'm forgetting somebody too, I don't remember who though, I apologize. We'll be talking about arts, culture. Cyrus Moore, excuse me, that was the last person. He's on the city's Historic Preservation Commission and is a History Corps member, employee at the Southeast Ohio History Center. Each of them will give like a 5-minute presentation talking about what their organization does and what's expected on the horizon for their organization, and also how they see what they do and how the arts and culture and history plays a role within our comprehensive planning process and the vision. And then the public attendees will have an opportunity to ask questions, and we'll do a Q&A, and then we'll do some brainstorming and discussion. For those who cannot attend that meeting, our government channel staff will be live streaming it on the City of Athens Facebook page. If you watch it on your Facebook, if you're a Facebook person, you can interact and ask questions through that as well. And then we have a second meeting scheduled for next Thursday, which will be covering energy, environment, and sustainability. That will be at the Community Center in Room A from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And we have a slate of presenters who will be doing a very similar process next week.
Paula, I just read in the newspaper about the county received like a NACO arts grant, and that they're looking at, and I'm just wondering if we could reach out and maybe see if any of they would want to attend as well. It seemed to have
They've been on the invite list for
Okay.
all these. In fact, all those people are on the invite list.
Excellent.
I would like to think that some of them will be attending, but I've been in coordination with Jesse Powers, the county planner, and Leslie and Paige as well, and Commissioner Schmiel about what they're doing and how we can be partners on that.
Great.
I believe Patty Mitchell's a member of that too, and she will be here this evening.
Excellent.
Should be a really fun night. I know there's a lot of things on a lot of things going on in Athens this evening. So there's a lot of competing events, and that's not a bad thing, I suppose. Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments for Mr. Loeb? Thank you. Mr. Surroy?
Yes, I just want to remind landlords that the new tenant forms are out and available, and some will be mailed, and they can also pick them up at our office. They can call us up to see if we haven't mailed them yet, but we have over 5,000 of these to take care of. So we've already conducted inspections where they have been posted. We've had reasonably positive responses from the posting of the form because it provides information that they weren't getting before. It also includes the date that their trash is supposed to be picked up. So we've received positive information and response, but the only negative thing maybe is the size of the form. For the most part, people are putting them in frames and mounting them in close to the front door or on the front door, back of the front door. The next thing is reminder for contractor registration. That should be coming up in June. And yes.
No, Ms. Bain.
Well, let him finish.
Oh.
He didn't catch it, the transition.
Okay.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done. Finish what I'm doing. Okay.
We're transitioning.
As we go forward in the spring, reminder: grass cutting season is coming up. Finally, last week I did coffee with code at the Baker Center. It spoke with about 10 to 15 students on different related issues, trash and rentals. That went over very well. That's all.
Ms. Bain?
Yes, I was just going to comment that if you are a landlord and you rent to adults who are going to be there for years, it's probably a little bit ugly and intrusive to be hanging on the front door. So maybe you could consider, I don't know who was pushing this through council. It's been back and forth a lot of times. But
Well, we worked hard to come up with this, and this is only the
could have made a
second time
microchip.
that we've heard that. But we've also heard, go ahead, Rick, if you want to talk
We've
about.
heard positive, and it's not.
For adults or for the students?
It doesn't make a difference. A rental's a rental.
No, I know, but it is if they're renting a place.
To be honest with you, I'm not going to go down the path of that separation. I mean, we're renting, and they have to follow the same requirements, whether they're family or student rental. And the form is really good, and they can put it in a frame. It doesn't have to be mounted right on the back of the door. They can mount it close by or somewhere in that area, as long as it's available to the residents to be seen.
Well, we had the form that wasn't used by the landlords who had, and I went over it with my 92-year-old tenant about nuisance party ordinance when it was there, but I was probably the only person on my block who did. And I do think that if you are worried about, or if you're considering, I don't agree with that dichotomy that I presented earlier, but if they're going to be there for 5-7 years, they probably don't need to read some of that stuff where they could have. Just my 10 cents worth.
The document was formulated on the fact of all the calls that we were getting, the amount of information, and also extrapolated from the previous form.
I know.
And we addressed that. And we put some additional stuff there based on the numerous phone calls for that particular item, particularly from students that were answering the question. And also there's a QR code on there which allows the student to access the code right with their phone, so if they have any further questions. Some of the times, most of our questions we hear after the fact or the situation, and all they need to do is zap the QR code, and the code will answer it for them right there. Again, the majority of the entries on that form is the top 10, if you want to call it, that list of that we get asked the most. And it seems to be working well for us. Also, on the form is the date that their trash is picked up. So that makes a huge difference because we've had students call us up and say, we don't know when our trash date is. So now, whether they're being told or not being told, that's neither here or there. Now they have a form that says when their trash date is.
And so you're going to assess if it's working well if they say it's okay, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you don't have any more calls, it'll be fabulous, right? No more nuisance calls?
That's correct.
Okay. I might ask you in a year how many you've got.
That's fine.
I think it's a blight.
That's fine.
Okay.
Are there any other questions or comments to Mr. Suroy? Okay, thank you very much. There are no members in our live audience to address the commission. Announcements or other business?
I have a
Mayor?
couple announcements. This Sunday, April 22nd, is Athens Beautification Day. We'll have a large portion of the student body who comes out and helps us. There will be multiple programs starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. Someone can come out and help in the morning. They can come out and help in the afternoon, or they can come out for the entire event. So keep that on people's radar. I believe that's taking place at the College Green is where things kick off. The other thing is the April 23rd through April 27th is Athens cleanup. So people can, during their trash pickup, they can put out as many bags of trash as they choose to. If you're going to bring out large items, though, there is a charge for large items, and that charge is $25. And then for additional items, I think it's $4.50 more for any other thing. Large items being things like mattresses or a sofa or a lazy boy recliner or whatever. So that's coming at us. I also want to point out that between 7:30 a.m. and 7 p.m., there's dumpsters that will be down at the service garage out on West State Street, to where you can dump things off there as well. Not household hazardous waste, though. This isn't that program. But you do need to bring down proof of residency to drop things off at that location. And again, that's the 23rd through the 27th of April. So.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. Our next meeting will be May 3rd, 2018, with the business of the Athens City Planning Commission completed. This meeting is adjourned.